Here to perform our national anthem, please welcome award-winning, multi-platinum country music icon and star of the upcoming Fox series Monarch, Trace Adkins.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Hello everybody and welcome to All-Star 15 TV. On the broadcast tonight, it is the Tornado 135 from Kansas Speedway. Up in the broadcast booth with me, I got Mr. Gary Wells.
Hi everybody, welcome to Kansas.
Peyton Sweet.
I'd say we're not in Kansas anymore, but we are in Kansas. Hello everyone, welcome tonight. It's going to be a fun race.
And Mr. Mike Campiggio. What's going on, Mike?
What's going on, AJ? I'm excited to be here in Kansas tonight for some great Xfinity Series action for the Thunderstorm League of Racing, and I'm excited to be in the booth with all you guys.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Gary, you ran this track yesterday, and we got a little thing for the audience that we're going to show them right now. Welcome to part 3 of Gary's World? Part 2?
I think so. Part 2, part 3, somewhere in there.
Yeah, it's one of them. Part dos. Part 2. Here it is.
All right, everyone. We are here at Kansas Speedway tonight. This track is a fantastic one. It's one of 3 tracks on the NASCAR schedule where they have progressive banking. And basically, what progressive banking is, it's variable banking throughout the turns. So on the bottom of the racetrack, in the first lane by the white line, it's 17 degrees. The middle lane is about 18 or 19 degrees. And then the top of the track is 20 degrees. The more you go up the track, the more banking you're going to have. During this run, I've been running the bottom of the racetrack. Kansas here tonight is going to be super slick, as you're seeing me get loose right there at the exit of turn 4, coming to take the green here. Here at the start-finish line, you want to get as high of an arc as you can going into turn number 1. You'll see that here. I'm going to run about the middle lane right here in turns 1 and 2. Really good place. Gives your car not too loose, not too tight, as I get snappy loose on the exit of 2 and save it. Coming down the back straightaway. Going into turn number 3 here, you'll see that I run up against the wall. Most safe spot here on the racetrack. The first couple laps, these guys are going to be struggling for just overall grip. what you're going to see here is you're going to see them just all over the place, trying to see where their car is going to work the best. I think ultimately, after about 10 to 15 laps, you're going to see these guys run up against the wall, as you see right here. Going to be the fastest place. It helps keep that momentum up throughout the corner, and you get a bigger launch on the exit of these corners down these straightaways. And as you see going down here into turn number 3 one more time, we're going to hug the middle lane again, and you're going to see it's very, very easy to hit that wall at the exit of these corners. I got close, but didn't hit it. And that's what makes this track so interesting and challenging. So these guys are going to have their hands full tonight.
All right, Gary, that was the Gary's World and everybody at home. Thanks for doing that these last couple weeks. It gives myself, everybody watching at home, a little more of a perspective on pretty much what we're going to see tonight, what the cars are going to race like. But, Peyton, let's start with you. We watched practice. Who'd you pick?
Well, I mean, it's an obvious pick. I feel cheap for doing it, but I'm picking the guy who's P1 on the charts right now, and that's the 18 of Scott Rambler. The guy just seems like an alien whatever car he gets into. He's always fast at any track you go to. For him to be right now basically at a 31.19, or second is a 32.25, I think he's going to have a really good shot at being in contention for the win tonight. He's a part-timer too, so he doesn't really have anything to lose in terms of fighting for a championship. He's just out here to have fun and kick some ass.
Peyton, not Peyton. Thanks, Peyton, for that, picking Scott Rambler. Mike Campigio, who you taking a look at?
Well, I'm going to kind of take another low-hanging fruit, kind of like Peyton. I'm going to go with the number 99 at Chase Schaefer. I think Chase has been really good to start this season, and he's won a couple times, so I think he's going to continue his hot streak to start the season. So I'm going to go with the 99 at Chase Schaefer.
Now we're going to send it over to Mr. Gary Wells. Gary, who you got?
Well, we haven't talked about him a whole lot this season. Hasn't really raced a whole lot here. But James Thurston in the 96 car, that's who I'm going with here tonight.
And I'm going to go with the driver, the number 2, Zach Deuscher. Pretty fast. He's P5 right now, only running about 19 laps. Just about a 10th slower than Scott Rambler. But for everybody watching at home, thanks for tuning in. Let's go over some of the race details for tonight. It is the Tornado 135 from Kansas Speedway. That just scared the crap out of me. Mike Campigio is like the stream. Hey, I know him. Tornado 135, 90 laps, 135 miles. We get 3 tire sets. 1 fast repair to everybody as qualifying is starting on your screen. 3 green, white checkered attempts. Fuel isn't really going to be an issue unless we have an early caution and then stay green the rest of the way. It's looking at about 50 to 60 laps. Gary, I'm pretty sure we're going to need tires before we want fuel, correct?
It really just depends. If you're the tire fall off is it's not as bad as other places like when we went to Rockingham or Old Kentucky a couple weeks ago. But it still is indeed where these tires can actually last you about 40 to 45 laps. If you're a race strategist, we might see some people try to split this race in half tonight. We might see some guys try to go to that 50 to 60 lap tire window. It just kind of depends on how everybody's driving. But for the most part, you can make those tires last about 50 laps here.
Awesome. Let's go over to Peyton Sweet for the layout for tonight, the banking and all that wonderful stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, this track, of course, is it's got a progressive banking, and one of the biggest takeaways of this track. The trial was got about 9 to 11 degrees of banking. The turns having between 17 to 20. And on this track, as you just saw on that lap there from, I don't know who that is. I think it's
Jason Beckman. Jason
Beckman. He's running that top line. And this track has a lot of options on where you can find the speed, but the top area seems to have the most speed coming out of the exit, and that's going to also help.
Going down the 24, Clay Nelson, he's coming to the conclusion of his qualifying. Most recent race, I think, was 2 seasons ago. There was 5 lead changes, 5 leaders for 9 lead changes, 4 cautions for 16 laps. They ran 90 laps. The winner was Landon Miz. The pole sitter was the great J.D. Davis, and the most laps led was Zeke Willis, leading a total of 44 laps. So we're looking for a good one. Conditions are roughly right around the same. So with some new drivers, some old drivers, it's going to be fun to see what these Xfinity cars do around Kansas Speedway and the Thunderstorm League of Racing, see what kind of show they put on. Dalton Fredericks, not a great qualifying session for him. I know he's P6, but he's usually always a top 3 position player when it comes to these mile and a halves.
Well, and you got to remember, AJ, we've got a couple part-timers running this race tonight, too. The fact we got, the 96 of Thurston and the 18 of Rambler, both guys who have been fairly competitive. Thurston was one of those championship contenders for, I think it was last season. He was sort of in the top 5, top 6 in points. And he's always been good at whatever track you go to. So having those two in the race tonight might make it a little difficult for Dalton to score some points. And points is going to be crucial here tonight, especially in the championship battle, where the top 5 have all started the race this season, are all really close together in the point standings.
Yeah, they're all still really close here in the points. And another thing here with Dalton, normally he gets faster from his practice lap, his fastest practice lap to his fastest qualifying run. And tonight, I mean, he's fallen off almost a tenth and a half second difference in lap time there. So he definitely is a little bit disappointed with that qualifying run, but I think he's going to be okay here tonight. I think he'll still at least get a top 5, and
boy.
He might be knocking on the door for a podium. We'll see. My
pick, Zach Deutscher, hits the wall in 3 and 4 and is only gonna qualify in the P7. Wow, it validated his lap. I'm kind of surprised. 31:41. He's gonna start in the 7th position. Jackson Carr, newcomer on the racetrack, now in that 83 Prime car. Oh boy, I think we have a Logan Paul fan.
Especially after that WrestleMania this past weekend, where Prime made its grand entrance with KSI as well.
Dude,
and that Prime bottle got absolutely destroyed through the announce table.
So the 4 of us are wrestling fans. Let's talk about that real fast. What'd you guys think of Night 2's main event?
Well, I want to rephrase. Let's just say 3 1/4. I'm starting to get into wrestling. I'm not.
You're welcome.
There.
Same. You might as well take 2.5.
Yeah, but Gary, you're enjoying it though, so I appreciate you guys chilling out and having fun. Ian Slacker has liked the stream. Oh, it's nice when an admin likes their own stuff.
Very rare for Ian. You never know what he's thinking.
I will say one thing about the main event from night 2. I was very surprised at the outcome, AJ.
I wasn't. You know how many? Let's put it this way. You know how many people win the Rumble and then win the championship?
I assume very few.
No, it's like 80%.
All the time, yeah.
And they just had Rhea do it the night before.
That's true. She did.
But everybody's complaining about it. If you think about it, you hear people complain when it's too predictable, but when they do something that isn't predictable, people are still complaining. So, can't make everybody happy, but we're in Kansas tonight for 90 laps, 135 miles. I'm AJ Paul, Mike Campigio, Peyton Sweet, and Gary Wells in the broadcast booth. Gary with the gigantic thing of notes that I have saved to my home screen. For all the people at home, if you're not a big racing fan and you're just stumbling into this, welcome. Peyton, I'm going to shoot this to you because outside of Gary having a sore throat a little bit, what's progressive baking? What does it do? And what does it do to these cars?
Gary knows more about that than I do. I'm a little uneducated on the progressive banking, but I feel like it's gonna change these cars a little bit. I want to talk a little bit about the tire grip. I don't know if that's going to tie into the progressive banking at all, but these cars are going to have a lot of grip to start out with. We've seen that Highline really showing that, and during the practice session, it seems like these cars are really putting on some fast times. But as you kind of said, the tire wear is going to probably fall off very quickly. When that happens, these cars are going to get very loose very fast, especially with the track conditions. Track temp right now is at 113, and I feel like Mike, you might be able to agree with me on this. Once these tires start to fall off, these cars are going to get upset very quickly.
Oh yes, Peyton, that's a great point, and I think we're going to see a lot of that tonight, especially out of turn 2 and turn 4. It seems like these cars really want to get loose when the tires wear, and I expect maybe a few incidents tonight coming off turn 2 and turn 4.
Yeah, that's usually the place where we're going to see them. Thanks for explaining that. As Charles Bachman and Zach Murtis do not improve on their second laps, and they will respectfully be in 19th and 24th to start this race. With 2 minutes... Oh, go ahead, Peyton.
Sorry, I looked up progressive banking, and it kind of basically was what I was talking about, where so the track is curved more steeply at the outer edges, right? And that will allow the cars in the outside lane to move faster than those in the inside lane. And so that's kind of what we've basically been talking about this whole last sort of 5-10 minutes with qualifying and practice, where we're seeing these guys running that outside line, because that is going to be the faster lane. The track is banked that way to be that case. So, and that will allow, like we said, that will allow the cars to be more competitive, the racing to be more competitive. So there you go. That's what progressive banking means. I'm glad I discovered a new term.
Yeah, and to kind of bounce off that, with progressive banking, that basically just gives these drivers more options. Vegas is progressively banked, Homestead and here now. Basically, with that progressive banking, if your car's running too tight on the high side, well, you have the middle and the low lane to work with. It just gives these guys options to maximize their lap time and maximize their overall grip. And that's what drivers like when they come to a place like this and places like Homestead and Vegas. They can pretty much run anywhere on the track, and it helps their overall race. And I think that's the goal when Kansas reconfigured this racetrack back in 2012, was just to give these guys options. Because at Kansas, it used to be only 15 degrees of banking, and now we're even seeing with this reconfiguration, overall, this track is just a lot steeper than what it used to be.
Is this the track that they were cutting seams into after it rained?
Yes, on the old surface. Yeah, there was a rain delay in 2011 or 2012, and they cut the seams or cut into the track to let the water run out with the weepers and everything.
Awesome. Well,
it was a pretty scary sight to see. It's like, oh wow, just imagine what your highway looks like if they're coming into a racetrack and all that water's coming out. Imagine your interstate highway system.
Well, Peyton, here's an idea for a graphic. We need the More You Know segment.
I think you might be a good idea. The more you know, especially for maybe myself in that aspect. Yeah.
Well,
but
for me
qualifying's
too.
over here. Right?
I enjoy learning all this stuff, but you are right. Qualifying is over, and let's take a look at the grid. Starting first, the number 88 of Landon Williams. Outside pole, it's a 99 of Chase Schaefer. Scott Ramler in third. Fourth, it's James Thurston. Fifth, it's River Page. Dalton Fredrickson, sixth. Seventh, Zach Deutscher. Eighth, Sam Hines. 10th, Ninth, Ethan Stanley. Aaron Cavan in 10th. 11th, take it away, Peyton Sweet.
11th is the 97 of CJ Allman. 12th is Jason Beckman. 13th, Frank Hughes. 14th, Steve Accardi. 15th in the 69, Ian Slager. Nice. 16th is Jarrett Manning, the 7. Brian Billy starts in the 17th position, but he was given an end-of-line penalty. We'll have to see more about what that was for in a little bit. 18th, Isaac Wilson. 19th is Zach Mertz. And the 20th is Ted Decker Jr. Note, Isaac Wilson also given an end-of-line penalty as well.
All right, Campigio, take us the rest of the way.
In 21st, we have Michael Dowell. In 22nd, we have John Gallagher. In 23rd, we have Clay Nelson. In 24th, we have Charles Backman. In 25th, we have Philip Bridgman. In 26th, we have Randy Cornwell. In 27th, we have Jackson Carr. In 28th, we have John Pertosi. I do not know how to say that. Petrozel, thank you. In 29th, we have Cash Culp. In 30th, we have Chase Baker. And rounding out the field tonight is Joe Thompson in 31st.
All right, everybody. We've talked about who we chose as our picks for the evening. Gonna run through them one last time. I chose Zach Deutscher. He's going to be in the 7th position. James Thurston was Gary's pick, and he is in the 4th position. Scott Ramler is going to start in the 3rd position. And for Mike Campigio, Chase Schaefer is in that second position. We are getting ready to make it windy up here in Kansas for the Tornado 135. Tried to make that work. Well,
Yes, sir, the tornado signs are going off.
and
green
we
flag
are
clear.
green. Down into turn number 1. We are still side by side. No advantage to either lane. They come off of turn 2 for the first time. The 18 of Scott Ramler a
Oh,
little
got a
loose.
spinner in the back. I think no caution though, so it looks like everybody made it.
Who was it?
I didn't see a car number. I'm sorry.
You're good. I just didn't see anybody falling down the pecking order.
Maybe he just got loose.
Oh,
and
there
saved
goes
it.
the 83 of Prime. Yellow flag is out.
Oh no!
Sam Hines in the wall there as well. And that 71 there, not sure what happened to cause that.
Well, these guys do get a quick fix, so they'll definitely be able to use it.
Oh, the 83 is loose coming off the turn. Tries to catch it, but
Oh.
John Gallagher coming
Oh.
down off the wall spins the 83.
Looks like Sam Hines was a separate incident there. Not sure what put him in the wall, but
Well.
2 separate incidents here on this lap. Let's take a look at that.
We're hitting that good old rewind button. He's got Zach Deuscher to his inside. Sam Hines coming down, and a net
Oh,
code.
net code, yeah. Just a bit of net code took him there. Looks like in real situation would have just got clipped on that left quarter panel there and just sent him in the wall. Net code can happen in races like this, you know, just because it's racing doesn't mean it can't happen.
And I've seen a lot of netcode as of recently. I don't know if that's a server thing with iRacing, but even on Monday night, there was feet, if not 10 feet in between cars, and they were getting hit. So I don't know if that's a server thing or a connection to server, and then the drivers connecting off of each other. I have no clue, but there has been a heck of a netcode or a bubble, if you would want to throw that there. As we're going to have pit stops. Scott Ramler first on pit road.
Yeah, Ramler coming in early. Probably just going to do a top off on fuel. And just kind of to elaborate back with that incident between the 57 and the 83, looked like the 57 was just running his normal line, but I don't think he realized that the 83 was loose to his inside, and the 83 was just trying to chase it up off the corner, and just 2 people going for the same spot, one under control, one not so much, and they wrecked.
Yeah.
But
I feel like Gary on progressive banking tracks, it's not just this one, on restarts on very cold tires, when you're coming out of the corner, if you're too hard on the gas, you can lose that rear end very quickly.
yeah, especially on the bottom side of the racetrack. Homestead is that way for sure, but that track is more old and worn out than this place here at Kansas. And Vegas can be a little bit that way to a certain degree, especially off of turn 4 at Vegas. It can be pretty gnarly. So just one of those things where, you know, cold tires, you just got to watch it, manage it the best you can, and go on from there. So,
Well, we're 4 laps in, and as I do every Wednesday night, I pour myself a nice half of the week drink, and it is some Woodford Reserve. I don't know if anybody in here else wants to say if they're having any adult beverages.
I too am having a Woodford Reserve.
Was it the minute?
y'all sound like snobs.
Oh well, yes, 100% sure, 100%.
And I'm just over here with my Gatorade.
Gatorade. Well, looks like we have more takers possibly on pit road. Clay Nelson, Scott Ramler again, probably just to top off and head towards the back, and newcomer Cash Culp in a beautiful, beautiful car. Hella throwback to Dukes of Hazzards.
Ah, I dig it. You know, it would have been better if it was on a Chevrolet instead of a Ford. But hey, who am I to judge? Good paint scheme regardless.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, I know somebody in one of the leagues has a number 3 in a Earnhardt scheme, but in a Ford.
I'm
By the way, AJ, I went and found out why we were seeing so many EOLs there. About 5 drivers requested to have an EOL They were by request, not by penny penalties of some sort. So everybody starting in the back was just because they wanted.
Unless you qualified in the back.
Unless you're just slow.
Yeah.
But guys like Ryan Billy and like Isaac Wilson, they wanted to start in the back. Not sure. I think they just wanted to be in the rear.
Well, here we go. Pace car is off. Leader Landon Williams, Chase Schaefer. And green is in the air. Rambler. Williams with a great jump.
Yeah, Landon's going to be able to take this all the way to the high side, and he might be able to run away with this thing. But still side by side for second on back, and even some 3 wide, it looks like, around Dalton Fredericks. Or about to be 3 wide anyway.
And I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, it's been a while since I've gone to a race at Kansas here on iRacing. Clean air is key, correct?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Clean air. Any mile and a half we go to is going to be pretty much king. Oh, 3 wide behind.
Car in the wall in the
Car
back.
in the wall. Looks like around Jarrett Manning. It wasn't Jarrett this time, but it was somebody that
I think it was CJ Almond.
I believe it was Chicken Strips. Look at Ryan Billy coming up through the middle here in that number 23 machine.
Yeah, he's going to make it 3 wide, and he's going to keep it off of the 97 as he's going to creep up the track. Good pass. Good clean pass. Yeah, there is some damage on that 90.
Oh, car going around in the grass.
Car in the wall. Car in the grass. Car
The
in everywhere.
48.
That's Philip Bridgman.
Not Philip Bridgman.
He's gonna save it.
He's
Let's
going
hope he
to
doesn't
get that
LePage
and
the
run back
field.
to field.
Does a good job not coming straight back onto the track. He'll follow the apron all the way back to the back straightaway here.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looks like he
live to
just
fight
got up
another
into
day.
the fence. Yeah, Phil just got up into the fence, and that was it. He decided to reduce the speed, which was good, and take the apron the long way around. That's going to hurt his track position, but overall, not going to hurt his entire race.
Well, the first sponsor we'll kick out here tonight. It's the 48 of Philip Bridgman. If you need any lawn cutting services, please call him.
Good battle for second between teammates here. The guys who were fighting for the win last week. Chase Schaefer and River
Ooh.
Page.
Chase
River
already got
Page
some rear end damage. I wonder
with
where he
a
got that from.
bump. And they're side by side behind
I'll go
him.
back and investigate that.
At the 96 of Thurston and the 45 of Dalton Fredericks. And look at this 92. Trying to see who the 92 is. Is that Ethan Stanley? Yes, it is.
It is Ethan Stanley, yes.
Looks like Zach Deutscher's gonna shoot it to the middle.
I got really tight right there between him and Dalton Fredericks off turn 4 when he
It
tried
did.
making that move.
Looks like Ethan Stanley's making his first start this season. He's already running in the top 6 there. Good for him.
Well, thank you, Devin. I appreciate the compliment with these camera angles. I spent money. A lot of money.
Too much money, some might say.
This is where you need the Shane O'Mac theme song, dude.
AJ's wallet is crying. That's not actually AJ crying. That's
No, it's the cricket that I keep in there to remind me that I'm broke.
Okay, I know how the 99 got damaged.
How did it happen?
So when the caution came out on lap 2 with that one car spinning, I don't remember who it was. I think it was the 83. When
Yes,
the
it
caution came out, the 99 checked up, and the 96 did not. That's
Woo!
what got that bump.
Zach Deutscher blinks out for a second, ends up in the wall. Doesn't look like he's got any damage because of it, but scary moment for everybody around him. As you see Zach Murtis cut to the inside, not wanting to be behind the 2 car.
Yeah, and that's a scary thing about the wall here at Kansas as well. I'm
Oh,
not sure
in the wall.
what it is with it. Ooh,
CJ Almond. Uh-oh.
car
Get
skipped.
the Isaac
the
whistle.
three's going around.
Save it.
He's not gonna save it.
And the
Bounce
yellow's
back.
out.
Boy, it
So,
sure is.
so what the scary thing is with this wall here is you see CJ Allen bounce off that wall.
Yeah,
Sometimes it does one of two things. It either holds you or it spits you back out.
Was that a case of just spitting you back out?
Not really. No, it was more.
there, but everybody was just trying to get around him, and that's just the thing. When everybody's trying to run that high side, you got a car low. I mean, you look at that car behind CJ right there. He's just trying to go through that hole, and unfortunately, just hit the 83 right
Hey, it's a bad week to be sponsored by Prime.
there.
Not Amazon Prime. Prime. The drink.
Prime. Let's see. Do we have any takers for pit road?
You might eat a frog splash.
Tough break for Jackson Carr, though. That's his second incident tonight, and that's his first start of this season too.
Oh, we got takers.
He disconnected it.
Oof.
He said bye.
Here comes the cavalry. Schaefer, Page, Thurston, Duscher, Stanley, Murtis, Hughes, Cavan,
Rambler,
Beckman, Accardi.
everybody.
Yeah, literally everybody, but I think 10
Landon,
cars.
Dalton, Randy, Chase. Well, but 3 cars. Literally just Randy, Dalton, and Landon all stayed out. You got the 79 of CJ Allman that stayed out. The 58 of John Petrozell. I'm just guessing. Petrozell. Thank you. Yeah.
I could be wrong with that. He might actually say the E at the end of that, but I think I'm right.
Yeah, the 57, that's not the 7, but 7 on the car. I don't know what number he is. I can't tell who that guy is.
That is Clay Nelson. He's supposed to be the 24.
Oh, okay, cool. So the 24, and then it looked like the 12 behind him. So
That's Joe Thompson.
yeah. So yeah, like you said, about 10, 11-ish cars all staying out there and going for the track position. I mean, 15 laps in, you're not really using the tires all that much, so it's okay to stay out. You are saving a little bit of fuel under caution, but you're not getting that full tank advantage like you would if you were to just come in and top off the fuel tank. But I think we're really going to see here with this run what new tires are going to do versus what a couple laps under green here are going to do.
It's a little early on. Get some mixed bag strategies in there. You know,
And you really want to gamble with your strategy early on because, you could get away with it later on in the race of knowing what you can't do and then just doing, opposite of what you did that may not have worked early on. So I think it's going to work out for these guys okay. The tires really haven't fallen off that much in the first 15 laps because we haven't had a whole lot of green flag racing here.
Well, we're gridding up, getting ready to go again. Still Landon Williams, but now he's got teammate Dalton Fredericks to his outside. That's got to make Landon and Dalton both feel a little bit better, but you can't trust the cars behind you.
No, it's really just going to come down to coordination, right? This is the first race we're using the iRacing's restart zone feature, and it can be kind of finicky. If you don't time it right, or you try to go at the same time as the guy on your inside, the leader, you might be getting a penalty. You could get a penalty for an accident. So they just want to make sure Dalton's going to probably make sure that he's going to time this restart right and that he doesn't get a black flag for it.
Also has to make sure he doesn't spin his tires as well. So there they go. There's a stack up on the outside.
We got a car blinking in the back somewhere. 2 cars blinking a little bit
3
now.
and 4 wide here as they go into turn 1 here in the back.
Oh boy, General Lee to the outside.
Oh, River Page is trying to make it 4 wide back there.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he's going to do that. He's very aggressive.
General Lee in the wall too.
Here comes River making it 4 wide, not giving a crap. Here he comes. He's going to go where they ain't. Here, almost contact.
I will say he's very aggressive right now, but he's holding his line.
3 wide coming out of 4 there into the trial. Well, Aaron Cavan in the 32 just nowhere to go. He getting shuffled back. Insane start the insane restart here, guys.
Oh, we're going 3 wide again.
Second, the 22 and the 45 exchange second place.
89 used the 58 there a little bit. That's Petrozell.
Oh, and the 61's in the wall. They chase Baker around as well. Oh, and it gets into the 93.
And yellow is back out.
That was a hard hit there.
Yeah, it
It
looks
started-
like, that was a pretty big wreck right there.
Yeah,
There's
Hughes and
3
Baker made
wide.
contact going into 3, and they both lost it. And then 93 just came and pilot drive the 0-0.
Oh, here it is.
Watch that 61 on the outside here. He's going to have a great run here on Baker going into turn 3. And Baker's going to come up a little bit.
Oh, he came up a lot of bit.
Yeah, Baker didn't have much of anywhere to go because he had one car to the inside, so he's trying to stay off of him. And it looked like he might have hit the brakes or something. The nose of the car just shoved up the track a little bit.
And the 61 wasn't really. If you look at the 61, he didn't really look like he was quite there on his outside. I'm thinking the 61 drove it in. Chase Baker in the 00 didn't really see that he was there. Went up. Well, the 61 was just there, and they're just, again, like you said, no room for him, and just that's what caused the incident.
Yeah, because you see Chase he was trying to make room for Deutscher, and then the 61 and the 00, kind of hard telling. Looked like they were all trying to go for the same spot at that angle, honestly.
Guys, we got to take a look at the 93 car here, Isaac Wilson.
Yeah, he's going to have a great view of this, and literally a great view.
Oh, yeah, he's going to have a wonderful view.
Is he going to go airborne, or are you going to play the graphic?
I don't think he goes airborne.
Oh.
Now watch it. You're going to see the 61 go around, the 0 right in front of it, and really...
Oh, well, the 00 went airborne.
If the 00 didn't snap back to the right, he probably would have made it through fine. But
and he was slowing down, but he was trying to avoid from locking it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing with these stock cars. A lot of people don't realize that these cars do not have anti-lock brakes like they do in IMSA and the sports car series that runs. So if you hit the brakes hard enough, you're going to wheel hop and you're going to lock them up and you're going to do all kinds of stuff.
You're going to be skating right into the guy in front of you.
Right when that incident was happening, there was a pass for second between the 22 of Randy Cornwell and the 45 of Dalton Fredericks. Didn't go as cleanly for Dalton as he would have liked. He's got a little bit of front end damage. 22 tried to pull a slider and it didn't really work. So, if you take a look at the 45 here, there's a little bit of separation between the nose and the hood pins here.
Let's see. It doesn't look too bad. Not something I would worry about right now.
Well, clearly
it could affect them aerodynamically a little bit, but for the most part, the splitter's still flat across the racing surface, which you want. But it might affect him here in the long run, but I don't think it's anything worth taking the fast repair over just yet.
That's where I was getting at. Save that fast repair till when you absolutely need it, as we're gridding up, getting ready to go again. We're 20 laps in. This is our third caution. Oh, boy.
Chase Baker, for that incident, by the way, looks like was given an end of line, so race control must have thought he was responsible for it.
The owner of the league.
Hey, the owners still have to play by the rules. just because a president wants to mess with, I'm kidding.
Whoa.
Okay.
We got the FBI watching.
Cool. All right. Politics aside, looks like this is Chase Baker's first start this season, potentially, I think.
Really?
Second. He was in the race last week.
Was he?
Yeah. Chase Baker?
Yes.
Yeah, he raced last week.
Well, here we go. Pace car is off, and Landon...
Oh, you are right.
Gets a hell of a launch, and so does that whole inside line.
The 7 there just did not going to start falling back very quickly here. Going to be 3 wide going into turn 1.
Oh, dear. Clay Nelson is
these
sinking.
These guys have been really aggressive on restarts tonight, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at the 99 and the 89 on the inside lane. They're going to try and get a rocket run around this 88 car.
Schaefer getting a good battle here on Landon.
I think Landon's going to play the long game here, and I'll see you guys in X amount of laps.
Yeah, pretty much. And well, I mean, I don't know. Look at the momentum that 88's going to get. And now you got 3 wide for the lead, almost.
And Chase and River are doing this on 14-lap fresher tires.
They may be teammates, but they're not racing like they are. That's for sure.
They have not raced each other like teammates all season long, Gary. It has been aggressive between both of them. But it seems like it's been more of a fun aggressive, right? There doesn't seem to be a lot of hard feelings between the 2 teammates there, which is probably allowing to have this sort of battle happen.
Yeah, and this is where you're going to see, like AJ was saying, the 14-lap newer tires going to play into a little bit of effect, but they are going to even out here as we get further on into a run.
Because skill is the biggest thing we have here, but you still need Goodyear Eagles underneath you.
Absolutely. You can be fast, but can you have racecraft and can you maintain your stuff? That's the biggest thing that people forget with this iRacing simulator. You still got to be able to take care of your equipment and your tires.
as we're going to look at the battle back here. Dalton Fredericks, the 0-2 of Zach Murdison, the 2 of Zach
Car in the
Deutscher.
wall. Scott Rambler crashed. The 60 in the wall. Rambler in the 60 of Michael Dow.
Uh-oh. Rambler might not be too happy with that one.
I think it was another wall incident.
No.
Uh-oh.
Rambler gets in the wall. It's a separate incident, but the 60 gets clipped by somebody here. Watch the 18. The 12 is slowing up. He has to check up for, and the 60 just gets hit by the 60.
Oh, yeah.
The
the 61
is reacting to Rambler coming off the wall.
Yeah, yep, that's exactly what happened there. The 61 was just reacting to the 18, trying to give him room, and then in the process, he thought he was clear of the 60 and just tried to come down and get behind the 60, but he got his right rear in the process, and, well, that's what happens here.
Those are 2 hard licks to the outside wall.
Gary,
Thank
you
goodness
talked
for that
about it
safer barrier.
in the Gary's world. You gonna get loosed here. You really have a lot of chances to get loose, especially on new-ish tires. You need to work them in about 10 or so laps to really grab some grip. But on our fourth,
it doesn't feel like that there's grip on the bottom of the racetrack after 10 or 15 laps. But really on the short runs here on cold tires, there's no grip anywhere for the first lap to lap and a half. You really have to get some heat in the tires before the grip works out. And Rambler, that was the first time we've seen a car get tight and hit the wall. Mostly everybody's been getting kind of loose and then getting into the wall and then bouncing back. So looked like Rambler to me. I could be wrong, but it looked like he got tight up into the fence and just trying to pursue and get corrected and get back to where he was going to go. And unfortunately, that 60 car just got
Landon Williams.
Victim of the circumstances.
Landon Williams is the first guy down pit road, by the way.
and he's gonna bring Dalton as well.
I think that entire top 10 pitted that last caution that stayed out, and these are just kind of the remnants of that.
With
top
all
10.
that damage, Scott Rambler's staying out on the racetrack.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what he's doing out there.
Neither do I. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we return, it'll be the restart with 30 laps completed.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
And we are back, everybody. Welcome. We're 28 laps in, about to go green. Your front row, it's River Page and Chase Schaefer leading the thing. Right behind him, you have Ethan Stanley and James Thurston, Zach Murtis and Zach Deutscher, Aaron Cavan and Jason Beckman, Sam Hines, Ian Slager rounding out your top 10. Drivers with the newest tires, you have to go all the way back to the 21st position, and that's Dalton Fredericks.
Yeah, Dalton Fredericks, Landon Williams right there in the back, and it's going to be an interesting restart, to say the least. I think you're going to see Landon and Dalton be pretty aggressive here on this restart.
Absolutely. They are going to feel like supermen.
Chase Shaver gets a hell of a start. River Page does not, and that gives the Ethan Stanley the advantage, as well as Zach Mertz. He'll turn 2 there, and he's going to get a great run.
Ooh. Good racing.
It just feels, I know we're having accidents, but it feels like a different feel than it did last week.
It's not necessarily people just being idiots tonight. Like, a lot of it, I think some of them have been because of idiots, and some of it is just because that's just typical racing here at Kansas, and everybody's just trying to be respectful and give room to the point where they're probably giving each other a little too much room out there.
Well, I think the reason for that is there was a huge issue that happened last week where we got a car in the wall in the back. Not sure who, but going back to last week, there was a lot of debate about how the rest of the season's going to be handled. Yeah, and we had a lot of crap racing last week. We all voiced our opinions about it. The league had a discussion.
Leaders.
Where?
The leaders got together off turn 2.
Go back and take a look at that.
I thought Chase Schaefer was going to go head on in the outside wall.
Oh, yeah, they did. Holy cow. Yeah, you see the 99 running the bottom.
He was not clear to come all the way up.
He thought he was clear. He cleared himself.
Cleared himself with a lot of damage on Schaefer and the 92.
His spotter did not say clear. He said,
what a battle for the lead right here between River Page, and he's going to get it done.
Yeah, it's going to be a big advantage for River Page here with the damage on the 99 and the 92. Surely he's going to get a good run here, and he'll probably pull away.
Yeah, he's going to pull away a little bit here. 99 has some new damage, but that old damage he had from early on in the race is still there, so I think he should save his fast to prepare for the end. But Chase has been a guy where even if he gets a little bit of damage like he's got right now in his race car, you can usually keep it up in the top 5, top 10. So we'll just have to see what happens here, because you see he's making that bottom work really well. You're going to see James Thurston get a big run here at the exit of 2, and James is just going to do a crossover down the back straightaway.
It's a great move by the 96.
Oh, I thought the 99 was going to get him there. Very, very nice. Good race in there but between those two drivers right there.
Patience. Patience is key.
And these guys are still outside of the fuel window, so there will definitely be pit stops. These
Not
guys
by
might
much.
be a little bit short on gas.
About another 10 or so laps, and they're within their max range.
We're going 3 wide here into turn 3.
Yes, we are. Inside,
Still
it's
3
Ethan
wide.
Stanley,
Still 3 wide. Oh, boy. 55 right
boy.
here.
Jason
Murtis doesn't get a
Beckman.
good run. They're going to make
Oh.
light contact.
They're still 3 wide. Now that it looks like they're going to be 4 wide almost.
I'm
Now
holding
they
my
make it out
breath.
to work
Oh.
side by side. Oh, boy.
Gavin has to check up, gives Cornwall the advantage on the inside.
It is getting busy.
Hines getting a good run on Stanley. Stanley is falling back dramatically. That damage has got to be killing him right now.
Yeah, here comes the 0-2 to try to make a move here on this 55 machine. You got Deutscher way up on the outside, ripping the boards.
Ooh, Murtis slides up.
Oh, they're sliding up a little bit.
Hey, they're giving each other room, which is really nice to see. They're allowing them and other drivers to race competitively.
Yeah, Murtis really trying to make that bottom side work, and it's not really gonna work. He got loose again in turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, I think we're seeing that you can hook that bottom the first couple laps in a run.
Tim Hines go try it.
And you got to start moving towards the middle and top, as he cannot make it work, as Kevin's in the wall out of 4.
Yeah, Kevin's in the wall out of 4. And like you're saying, AJ, I mean, it's really time that these guys are going to start moving to the middle to outside lane here. Jackson's still trying to make that, Jason rather, still trying to make it work on the bottom, but not quite going to be able to get it done. Here comes the 22 of Randy Cornwell. He's going to make the bottom side work here. Everybody's trying to run that middle lane, but we're going to start to see these guys move up a little bit, I think, in 3 and 4 as the race goes on. Oh, big car in defense.
That's
92.
Stanley.
Or 91, rather.
That's 92. You are correct. As he's going to keep it to that high side, as he's going to lose even more positions.
Yeah, meanwhile, you're seeing Dalton Fredericks and Landon Williams kind of back here just minding their pace. They weren't super, super aggressive on that restart, but enough to kind of move themselves up within the top 15.
I mean, they have... Sorry, go ahead, Mike.
No, I was just going to say, I think Dalton... Oh, we got trouble off turn 4.
Trouble off turn 4.
Jack
It's the 2 of Deutscher.
Oh, well, that would be my pick.
Well, there you go. Don't pick him ever again. How about that? I'm just kidding.
He's a very good
Let's see
racer.
Oh, Beckman
Let's see what
turned him.
happened with Zach
Oh,
here.
and Hines got into as well.
All right,
Watch
we're
what
gonna go
happens
to
here.
Far chase
well,
cam off of turn 4.
Looked
Oh,
like he
the
hit
55.
the wall and had some help.
Yeah.
I think more so it was the help there than anything.
I don't.
Yeah, the 55 just slides up the track dramatically and just got right into the quarter panel there.
Oh yeah, he
the
doesn't hit
two.
the wall till the 55 hits him.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then the 71
Heinz got a little piece there.
Yeah, Heinz had nowhere to go there, really. The two's coming down. You really can't do much to avoid that.
Yeah, it's just more of a timing thing, and he was off by just a fender, literally.
Now, we had a nice long run there.
Everybody's gonna pit.
Absolutely. Not long run, but a decent run to get tires and fuel. As you say
About
that...
10 laps there. I mean, they had a nice, decent little 10-lap run there.
Almost 15. But how are these cars handling, Mike, at a 15-lap count?
Well, you're going to start to see these guys really fight the wheel, especially off turn 2 and turns 4. It's just because the tires wear and you're going to get really loose with the car, and you really want to run the high to middle line just to, stable your car as much as you can, just so you're not fighting the wheel. Because if you're running the low line, like we've seen, you're going to really wash up either off turn 2 or turn 4, or you're going to break sideways. It just really depends on how your car is feeling with these tires. And quickly to finish my point from earlier, I think maybe Dalton and Landon was taking their time to get from the back to where they were, just because of all the chaos we've seen. Why would you want to risk, getting your car in the middle of the hornet's nest that we saw there for a few laps?
Definitely, for sure. I mean, they were definitely wanting to take their time, and honestly, can't really blame them with all the racing that we've seen so far here tonight. Sometimes you just got to take your time and let the guys wreck in front of you and avoid the wrecks.
Oh, big thank you to Meeks Thomas for liking the stream. Should be the other way around. That messed me up there. What's going on, Thomas? How you doing? How's life? Enjoy your off week this week. Supposed to be racing tomorrow night. Nope. Before the playoffs. It's nice to have an off week.
Absolutely.
Got an update on the 04 here. He had some lagging issues. He was asked to reconnect, and so as a result, he's getting a bit of a wave around here. So had some issues blinking. He was one of those guys who was blinking earlier during the race. He disconnected, reconnected. Seems to be stable now, so admin's letting him get some of those laps back today to lose as a result of the internet connection.
He also has a lot of damage on that 04.
Stay low. He's getting more laps back, apparently.
Yep. Yeah, I think he was gone for a few of them. Beckman getting an end-of-line penalty for the incident there. Scott Ramler, who had that incident earlier in the race, he's out of the race officially, disconnected a little bit ago. Thinking he might have used his fast repair, and that's why he was out of this race after that crash there. So unfortunate for my pick to win this race. It sucks, as River Page is coming down pit road, guys.
Yeah, he's coming down pit road. Nate, I see you. I see you with that. That would be my chair, and all I did was fix myself, and wow, it's really loud tonight. At least it's not like one of our friends that tried to do a 90-lap race on a wooden chair. made it 85 laps and was like, all right, I'm done. And he was leading the sucker, too.
Yeah, he basically said it's like getting punched in the you-know-what.
Ooh. You even mention it, my gut hurts.
Uh-huh.
Well, lights are off on the iRacing official pace car. It's a nice Ford Mustang. I just wanted to sit in it just once. You got Randy Cornwell in the 22, James Thurston in the 96. I'm used to him being in the DLP car. If you guys remember that from last year.
We have delayed the green.
Oh no. What was the reason if you heard it?
I did not hear why they delayed it, but they delayed it. Anybody want to elaborate?
It was not an admin decision. I think there might have been a car that had some issues there, because there's no...
Oh, go figure out. BRB.
Well, if it's an iRacing thing, it means somebody hasn't caught up to the field yet, and
there was a spin.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Michael Eckhart just said that iRacing did extend that.
yeah. I wonder because of the 04 Bacardi was getting waved around and he wasn't back to the cars in time, and that was probably why. Now
That
Bacardi is going
what
back
they're
around.
investigating right now, Peyton. They did elaborate, saying that was waved off by iRacing. They did not throw the delayed green. So
That's correct. We would, if admins do anything regarding the caution, we get a chat prompt that says that race control has delayed the green flag or has shortened the yellow. So if there's anything that is extending the caution and there's no chat prompt, more than likely it is an iRacing affair. So maybe a glitch, maybe because of the 04, not really sure. But Cardi is getting another lap back here, and I think this will put him back on the lead lap.
It does. I'm curious if they're going to hold it one more time. We're going to find out momentarily. The 96 of Thurston's going to be your control car as there it
Cardi's
goes.
going to be right there at the back of this pack here. Pace car just not pulling off.
It's going to be a Days of Thunder start for him. And there he goes. Excellent launch by the 96 of James Thurston. That outside line once again does not go.
Yeah, they caught good old Randy there sleeping on that restart.
Yeah, he's still going to hold on to third. Possibly going to have a nice run down the backstretch.
Yeah, he's going to side drop the crap out of Murtis as Landon Williams is going to run.
River Page is sideways, back the field. River Page is in it.
Oh, no.
And also Chase Baker. What a block, though, by Zach Murtis.
See what happened here with Page.
45 laps in, throwing blocks like it's on the last lap.
Oh, he's just...
Was that netco there between him and the 12, or did he actually hit him?
Looked like he just went right into the 12 there.
Oh, yeah, that's contact.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
big
nope,
contact.
that's definitely contact. Oh, and gets the right rear, the double O.
Uh-oh.
Chase think I'll be too happy about that one.
Actually, as soon as he was spinning, he was talking to race control about getting a black flag cleared, and that's what
I
was
think he
going
was
on.
more focused on his black flag being cleared than he was on driving. I mean, what?
Could be very possible. I know for myself, being in a car for the first time in months last night, I was just looking at my lap times and I was like, oh, cool, and then mess up a turn. Oh, that's a great lap. I messed up the turn. If you are not looking out the windshield, you are going to make a mistake.
But AJ, give yourself a little bit of credit. You did get a top 5 last night.
Yeah,
AJ?
by default.
AJ, you got a top 5. Shut up.
Hey,
don't have to
Cash
talk
Boss
about it.
YouTube, thanks for subscribing. Everybody at home, if you're watching on Facebook, like the channel. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. You'll get Stone Cold Steve Austin, a beer bash just for you.
Who doesn't like that, man?
So Thurston pits under yellow there. That gives Randy Cornwall the lead. Zach Murtis.
You're
I'm
getting
saying it. I'm saying it right. Murtis.
there.
Yes,
You got it.
now you are. Yes, absolutely. Great job.
Murtis. Whatever. Zach M in the O2 is currently P2, and then you got the HSR boys of Landon Williams and Dalton Fredericks third and fourth. They're slowly moving their way back up, caution by caution. Expected the 45 to move up more there on a few restarts ago when you had the fresh tires and everybody else was on older tires, but currently sitting behind Landon there. And then you got Clay Nelson in the 24, but it's showing the 7.
Maybe he's in an Allgaier scheme.
Needs to fix his trading paints is what I'm saying, but that's all right. Same thing goes for Ethan Stanley behind him in the 92, even though he's listed as the 91. Got a couple of schmucks in the 5th and 6th there.
So a lot of people cycling back into this top 10 that we normally see, but then you have Clay Nelson, Ethan Stanley, John Petrozel, drivers that we normally don't see in the top 10. It's going to be interesting to see what a Landon Williams, a Zach Murtis, Dalton Fredericks, Sam Hines, Aaron Cavan do around these cars that aren't used to being up this high.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. We've had a lot of comers and goers here with this race. just with the way pit strategy fell and tires and all that. So, going to be interesting here to see how the rest of this race plays out.
It's going to be a good run for Randy Cornwell, who's making his 4th start this season. He missed 1 race this year, and he has a good finish here. It's going to help him dramatically in the points. Right now, he's sitting P9 with 116 points, about 69 points behind the leader.
Nice.
Not nice. It's not nice. He's behind. He's down 69 points. It's not nice.
And it looks like the only cars we have out of this race, starting in the 27th position, Cash Culp, Scott Rambler in 28th, Ryan Billy 29th, Isaac Wilson 30th, and Jackson Carr 31st. I know Peyton has reached out to Scott Rambler to see what's going on. We'll bring that update to you if and when we do get it.
I bet his, never mind.
Yeah, I already made that low blow, Gary.
I know Cash. I know with Jackson Carr, it seemed he was annoyed about the 2 incidences that he was involved in, something that was not of his own fault. Cash Gulp had to leave for some personal affairs. As for Ryan Billy, I'm not really sure what his issue was. Neither Isaac Wilson.
Isaac Wilson was in that very, very hard hit into Chase Baker, and he pit before that and accidentally did not uncheck his faster pair.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking happened to Rambler. So could be similar situations there.
Well, going into turn number 3 through turn number 4, the iRacing pace car is going to make that left-hand turn down pit road, looking for some safety. Randy Cornwell, Zach Murtis, your front row, with Hutch Sport right to their back bumpers.
Cornwell with a great race start. He chose the outside lane, something we haven't seen anybody do yet this race.
Well, that inside lane stacked up.
And it's always seemingly been the guys who have to sort of pick and choose. Have to pick and choose when they go on those restarts there. Great run from the 88 here on the inside of the 45. Ian Stanley going to get a good run here on the behind.
It's a nice battle for second here. Zach Murtis in the 88 of Landon Williams. See if Landon's going to pull any blocking, kind of repay the favor to the 02. Woo! Sam Hines is going to clear Murtis.
He had a great run there. So is Clay Nelson on Dalton Fredericks there. Dalton falling back a little bit.
Could also be by design. You got to remember that.
Are you doing a play off Dalton's sponsor there, Detoured by Design?
Yes.
3 wide for the lead almost. Still side by side. Look at Landon going to toss it up against the board.
Yeah, he's hitting that Larson line. Or was hitting that Larson line on entry.
Gets a great exit off too there. He's going to get right to the back of Randy Cornwell there. And Stanley's going to get on the inside there. He'll get the lead, and look at Landon on the outside there.
You got to be so...
Gonna be really tight off turn 4.
Ooh, and he just nearly clips the wall there. I think he might have touched it.
No, I didn't see him touch it, but great.
3 wide behind them, 3 wide, 4 wide.
But in that affair, it allows Sam Hines to slide right by him, both for P2.
Gonna take
Now
a
we're
look
all
from
able to
the
just
rip it on the bottom and go right around that white line.
taking a look from the All-Star 15 blimp cam here as Zach Deutscher's gonna throw it to that outside, clip the wall, clip Murtis, hit the wall again. I think the only thing left for the 2 to hit is the pace car.
Yeah, just about.
Kurt Page is making his way slowly from the back. He's been doing a lot of 3 wide middle moves to get to where he's at right now.
Yeah, and I think he's going to look to do it again. Never mind. Just kidding.
Yeah, that kid is on a mission there, Mike and Gary. He's we talk about how aggressive he is. He likes to show, especially when he has to go from the back to the front.
Oh, that right side is all scuffed up.
Yeah, it is all used up on that right side. Has he been to Darlington or Kansas? I can't tell.
Yes.
I think he made
Yes.
a pit stop at Darlington, but you can even look at the outside wall there. It's got a lot of tire marks, a lot of scuffs. It shows that these guys have been using that wall quite a bit.
Oh yeah, look at Clay Nelson here. And the 55 of Beckman.
Oh, they're
Oh,
contacting around goes one of them.
That's
No
Murtis.
caution yet.
No yellow yet.
Murtis in the grass. Trying to get back up. He's going to get back on the racetrack. Pulls up. No traffic around him.
And I'm pretty sure iRacing does not call that yellow because Murtis is in the grass.
He was in the grass, and by the time he got back up on the racetrack, everybody had passed him.
And that's going to drop him all the way back to the 25th position and just about a half a lap down to
Hey,
Ethan
Schaefer.
Stanley.
Sorry, Chase Schaefer is going for second place on Landon Williams here, and he's going to get it done going into turn 1.
Yeah, going to get it done for now. He's on that bottom. Landon's up top.
These are two guys battling for the points lead in the championship. Landon 8 points behind Chase Schaefer right now.
Yep, and Landon's going to, or Chase is going to clear Landon, rather. Coming off of turn number 2.
Gonna jump on board with that 88 of Landon Williams.
Gonna get a good draft here going into turn 1. We'll see what lane he chooses. He'll stay in the top lane here.
Watching from the in-car view of Landon Williams.
It does look like here Chase has used that fast repair, so his car is going to be the best aerodynamically it's been all night.
Looks like Landon's fighting a tight race car. You saw it coming out of turn 4. Really had to step out of the gas or he was going to hit that wall.
Yeah, it could be one of those things where he might have been a little bit too high up on that racetrack. Sam Hines is going to drop to
Trouble.
25th.
Sam
Ooh,
Hines
packet
lost
lost.
connection.
Ooh. He was running well, too.
Now he's running second there before that drop.
And Charles Bachman up 20 positions, currently in 4th, trying to get by Landon Williams in the 88.
Yeah, he's aiming for him. We'll see if he's able to catch him and then pass him. That's always kind of the tough thing here at Kansas, is catching a guy and then passing him. Seems like that bottom lane's been working pretty good, a lot better than I anticipated for tonight. A lot of guys
Absolutely.
been able to make some time.
Gonna go back a little bit further. River Page up to 7th, making the pass on Frank Hughes.
Yeah, River Page has been one of those guys we've seen use the bottom quite a bit, especially seem like on fresh tires. If you can really make that work, as he almost hits the wall there coming out of 4.
Did you see that
Here
slide?
comes Bachman, and here comes Thurston with him.
They're going to make easy work on Landon Williams here, looks like. But Williams isn't going to take no for an answer here.
Coming to 30 laps to go.
Looks like these guys are getting ready to settle in for a long green flag run.
Yep, and it's going to be interesting if this is going to come down to fuel mileage for some of these guys. I think everybody should be okay, but
Landon last pit on 26, so he might be in trouble.
He's not going to make it. He knows he has to pit again. I think that's why he's letting these guys go. It's because he knows he's going to have to pit again. He's got another set of tires that he can use, so
I think
that's
his
just what he's waiting on.
best friend, and I hate to say it, would be a yellow to come out to level the playing field.
Either a yellow to level the playing field or for it to stay green the rest of the way.
Yeah, because he would be a bat out of hell faster, but the thing is you'd have to be able to catch them.
Yes, absolutely.
And the problem for Landon Williams, everyone seems to have gone single file now here, except for it looks like Chase Baker going on the inside of John Petrozelli, right?
Yep, that would be
Petrozelli?
him.
Yep, you got it.
Yeah, cool. At least I can get that right, not Murtis. but yeah, I mean that's gonna be a big problem here. Everybody seems to be really single file here, and no one seems to be really pushing their car too much right now. So that's gonna kill Landon Williams if it stays green for the rest of this.
Yeah, that is very true. You make a good point.
I think this is the first time tonight we've really seen the field get really this spread out in single file.
Well,
No, it definitely is for sure. And Ethan Stanley is enjoying a nice 1.2 second lead over Chase. And battle for third here is really the best battle amongst our leaders between the 96 and the 14.
And speaking of Ethan Stanley, why don't we run through?
Oh, 88 up into the fence. He saves it. He's
Okay.
gonna lose a spot to Aaron Cavan.
He 100% is. But let's try this again. Let's run through the field. Let's start with our leader. Peyton, take us through the top 10.
Well, and currently in P1 is the 92 of Ethan Stanley making his first start this season. Oh, we got a yellow on the track.
Well, never mind.
That is the 97 of CJ Almond.
AJ, your ideas are overrated. The race won't let you.
I was just thinking that same thing.
Well, we know one thing. This yellow is going to be Landon Williams' best friend.
And it's going to be
CJ
a couple people's best friends here. I mean, there might be a couple of people in the same boat as Landon, so this caution's coming out at a pretty good time.
We're gonna have
Let's see what happened to CJ Allman.
We got to start this in turn 3 because he has an issue from entering turn 3 all the way to when he actually wrecks.
AJ, I think you need the Tokyo Drift theme song here. It looks like he's just drifting it all through turns 3 and 4.
Or Deja
smacks
Vu.
the wall, and then he's just looks like he just loses it.
Oh, okay.
That didn't look good.
That's an interesting spin out there, fellas. I don't know about you.
We're gonna
Well,
go.
I mean, if you look at it, he was chasing all the way through that corner there and even onto the straightaway. I mean, he's right, left, trying to get off the wall, and then right, got loose again, left, right. He just spins it out.
Like I get hitting the wall, saving it off the wall. It sounded like him playing with the throttle was hitting the throttle too hard.
Yeah, and that's one of those things too, because if you get back into the throttle like he was there, it's going to do nothing but wheel spin, and you don't have a whole lot of traction there.
Oh,
Usually
boy.
how people will avoid incidents like that is just by punching the clutch, letting the RPMs come down, get your weight distributed evenly back in again, and then you roll back in the gas.
So
Couple updates.
Go ahead, Peyton.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
A couple updates here on the incident between Zach Murdes and Jason Beckman. No penalty will be given. No end of line penalty will be given to either driver there. Racing incident with the 02 and the 55. Sam Hines, once he gets himself settled back in, will be given looks like waiver rounds until he can, as much as he can. So he get his laps back. Actually, that will start, I think, right now. Noah Wilson, the admin, going to give him that. So 71 will get his laps back as much as he can, and no penalty given to the 55 or the 02 on that crash there.
We have a couple cars. Our top 6 did not come and get fuel or tires. Chase Schaefer, James Thurston, Aaron Cavan, John Gallagher, Steve Accardi, and Jarrett Manning, all on 20-plus lap older tires.
Well, it could be one of those things. Have they used up their sets for the race? And this might be the set they have to suffer with through the end, all the way to the end.
That's not looking good for my pick.
It ain't looking good for mine either. 100% isn't looking good for mine.
2 to go here before we go back to green this here. So this might play out pretty good for guys like Ethan Stanley and Landon Williams who came down. I think Landon Williams and Ethan Stanley both took tires, so did Bachman and Page. They're going to have fresh tires and fuel. Should be good to get them to the end here.
Well, if they did not, they're out and needed the fuel, but they're going to be sinking like a rock. Before we get that 1 to go signal, I'm AJ Capola. You have Gary Wells, Mike Campeggio, Peyton Sweet, all in this reinforced broadcast booth here at Kansas Speedway for the Tornado 135. Hopefully everybody you know, everybody you care about. It's kind of ironic that the race is called the Tornado 135. Hopefully you are safe after the past week's tornadoes. But thank you for tuning in to All-Star 15 TV. Appreciate it. Whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, hit the like button to stay up to date with All-Star 15 TV on Facebook, and on YouTube, hit that subscribe button to do the same. Guys, we're getting ready for a restart. That was a long green flag run, got very spread out. Accident caused by the 97 of CJ Almond at the start-finish line. I don't like chaos. I know Gary likes chaos.
I love chaos.
Gary really loves chaos.
We're gonna see some aggression, boys.
Oh yeah.
A lot of emotion, a lot of temper, a lot of aggression.
It's gonna be a good restart here, boys. Those guys.
The over.
I want chaos, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna be probably side by side with rewind.
Well, pace car is off.
Schaefer's the control car. He'll get a great restart. We're back underway here at Kansas. A great restart for Aaron Cavan. James Thurston's falling back. Cardi on the inside. Eden Stanley making it nearly 3 wide going to turn 1, and so is River Page.
Oh, wrecking
Oh,
turn
turn
1
wall.
hard on the wall.
It's
Wow.
huge.
Oh, several cars. 69's in it.
So we are gonna back that bad boy up. Go to the blimp cam.
Looks like Landon Williams just got in the quarter panel there. Oh, yeah. Just 4 wide there. Looks like Landon trying to give some space to the guy on his right and just clips the 61 of Hughes.
Gonna take a look from Landon's point of view. It looks like Bachman in front of him doesn't go, and that bottlenecks everybody. You got Slager going to the outside, putting it 3 wide.
And they're all going to get 4. Yeah. Slager just hits the wall there, too. Bachman's slow. You got Manning there on the right.
Is that net code? Was that net code with Landon?
I don't really think so. Let's go to the cockpit view of Landon Williams and see what we can find from there. Because it looks like to me he was just trying to make a little bit room, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, it was contact.
You know, there was definitely contact between them two cars. Hey, you got what you wanted with 4 wide. It just wasn't in turn 2.
I was talking about the 88 and the 7 of Jarrett Manning.
Might have been a little bit of net code.
Because it looks like they connect, and that's what causes.
Yeah, that
Landon.
net code is so marginal between the 88 and the 7. I don't know.
By the way, guys, Chase Schaefer just came down per road from the lead.
Oh.
We're going to see that right side go up. Yes, we are. Tires. And James Thurston right behind him. Aaron Cavan in the yellow, orange, and black car behind him. And Steve Accardi assumes the lead with less than 20 laps to go.
And crazy to think about with Steve Accardi, who had to get his laps back after having some internet issues. He was one of those guys who had to disconnect and reconnect. Our race control tonight, Michael Eckhart, the 26, is laying the hammer down. A little annoyed at some of these drivers for their racing. No penalty will be given to any of those guys who create the 4 wide incident there. And Gary, I'm looking at this. It just doesn't seem like it was netcode. It really does seem like there was pure contact between these 2 cars here.
I looked back and looked at it a couple times. View from the 7 and the view from the 88. Looked like there was contact. There was definitely contact between the 88 and the 61. But
nobody's denying that. Nobody's denying that for sure.
It looked like there was a little. And honestly, just a racing deal with this new restart zone that they've implemented here. It is really hard for that second place guy to get going. It's just something that they're going to have to learn to accelerate off of and just do. It's just going to take some time. Yeah. So, and I think it's because we've had a lot of different people running up in the front row here tonight that normally don't run in the front row. So it's different with everybody of how they take off and that kind of thing. So it's been pretty tricky for these guys, and it has caused a bottleneck. And as we get later on in the race, it's just going to unravel.
Well, to that point too, we just saw the restart. We had guys in the top 7 or 8 were on 24, 25 lap tires for them restarting, and
that's a big thing too, Mike. You hit it right on the head there. 20 lap old tires versus no lap tires is that's gonna be a big difference, especially that long run they just had.
Well, and going back to what you're saying, it's a whole new system, this restart zone. A lot of drivers are nervous about it because this hasn't always been a tried and true method for restarts. If you don't time your restart right, if you try to match the leader, you could potentially get a black flag based off iRacing's glitch. And even though the admin said they'll clear the black flag, you just don't want to have that because it could affect how your race goes either way. So these drivers trying their best not to time it too right, otherwise they get a black flag for it. And we've seen time and time again during this race, where the line where the second place guy is, it seems to stack up almost every restart, because you always see 2 or 3 guys making it completely a good pass on the inside, just on each of these restarts here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be an interesting restart here. Once again, you got Steve Accardi, Season 2 champ, out here in the lead. Ethan Stanley, your front row. Then River Page, Dalton Fredericks, that's row 2. It'll be an interesting restart once again amongst these guys here.
Steve Accardi missed last week's race, and he's back again, making his 4th start this season.
Big Mama.
Sam Hines getting his laps back. He's 4 laps down now, about to catch back up to the field here. He needs another yellow or 2, and he could be right back into this as well, guys.
Was that front end caved in on Steve Accardi's car right there?
It always is. I'm sorry, Steve. I hate to do that to you. That was pretty.
He's always got battle damage.
He's always got some kind of front end damage.
But it
yes,
was neat to know here. I don't think he's pit. Yeah, I don't think he is pit since he's come back, or maybe
He last pit on 45.
Or because if he came back, it might have took his fast repair away. So could be an number of issues. Again, it can't really tell because he had to disconnect and reconnect. But he will be the control car here. Watch for him to get a great jump here. And I would imagine that the 92 of Stanley is going to check up here on this restart.
Green. Pretty decent that time.
04 waited just a tad.
92 got a better restart than he has the last couple here. So I'll give him some credit there. I think he also had a little bit of help with that 45 behind him.
Comes River Page. He's going to make it 3 wide.
Wow, what a
What a
move.
move.
Kid is on a mission here.
And I think if that 89 gets to the lead, he will set sail and
Accardi
GTFO.
sliding back.
Ooh, Accardi's sliding up there. Everybody's
lap
going to make it
45.
through.
Ooh.
Yeah, those old tires not paying dividends for Accardi. He's going to fall all the way back.
Yeah, he's
Give Ethan Stanley a lot of credit for hanging against River Page on that outside line. It's a great battle for the lead up here between those two.
Yeah, absolutely.
The 04 falling way back now. Looks like he's going to be outside the top 10 here. Zach and Cornwall both get great runs. 57. The 12 has to check up on him. He is dropping like a rock here, guys.
Like a rock, Chevrolet.
like a Dwayne The Rock.
You would make that joke, Gary. You would make that
And
joke.
I drive a
Three wide.
Three
Wide
again.
here.
They work it out. These guys are good.
Dalton Fredericks.
Here
is
comes
not-
Landon to the bottom. Oh, we got
Zach is around again.
24
and
around as well.
Nelson's around as well.
You still green?
Nope.
No,
No,
yellow
caution
is out.
The yeller is out.
Oh, there it goes. It just populated on my end. Okay.
Oh, was that net code? I think that was net code between the 02 and the 7 right there. or
Two
24,
separate
whatever.
instances there. Looks like. Well, it looks like the same.
No,
over here.
they were side by side.
Oh, no, I don't
No.
know if that was netcode. I think they were
No,
touching
okay,
either
yeah,
way.
There was contact. There was contact.
That was a great save, though, by Zach Murnus not to hit anything, because you could have easily slid down to that inside wall.
That would have ended your race, too.
Would have ended anybody's race.
Well, we are under caution once again tonight. It's the, 9th caution. I'm kind of surprised by that. It's been really good racing tonight. We've had some unfortunate yellows, but an overall better run race than we've seen in the past.
We're
Yeah,
starting to see
for
them be a little sloppy here with once we got past the halfway point here, but that's just natural in any race, right? You know, the tensions are high, the aggressions are at an all-time high as well. You're going to be a little more expressive in how you feel and how you drive. And Gary, you know, you've been in the situation before when you're fighting for position and toward the end of the race. Mike, you can even say the same thing. You're going to be putting everything into gear. You're going to be fighting for every inch of that track you can to try to get the most out of it and get the highest position possible.
Yes.
Definitely, Peyton. That's a great thing, because a lot of these times you get to an end of the race, people are not going to give you space. They're not all give and take. That's all out the window. You're looking out for yourself at the end of these races nowadays.
Well, we are under caution, like I said, for the 9th time tonight. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we return, we'll be back for the restart.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
And we are back here at Kansas Speedway for the Tornado 135. You're watching it live on All-Star 15 TV. Your race leader is Ethan Stanley, followed by River Page, Dalton Fredericks, Jason Beckman, and rounding out your top five, Zach Deuscher. So, without, kicking people while they're down, where's everybody's picks at? Because my pick is currently sitting in the 5th position, Zach Deuscher.
I don't want to talk about it, AJ. I don't want to talk about my pick.
All right. Gary, what about your pick?
He's in 11th.
He's
How
bouncing
about it?
back after pitting.
He's getting there. He's getting there, man. He's getting there.
And
He's being smart like I would, avoiding all the wrecks.
Mikey boy?
Chase is running 6th right now. He's slowly making his way back up after pitting a couple restarts ago.
Holy crap.
You know what? AJ, why don't you try clicking on my pick? Just showing where he's at on track.
You want to tell me
Go
who
ahead.
it is real fast?
The guy, the alien, the 18.
He's in a
go
different.
ahead.
He's in a different Discord. Sorry.
Exactly.
I can't click
He's
on him.
gone. He's gone. He's not here. He wrecked out. That's my pick. He let me down. I'm a little upset by that.
Well, I've done it before. I know many people have done it before. Accidentally keep that fast repair clicked, and then you pit, and it uses it. So, I've done it many times. I'm not very proud of it. But that iRacing pace car is going to duck for cover once again. Coming out of turn number 4, your front row is Stanley and Page. I would assume, like we've seen all night, is that 92 get a really good launch. But hey, he's on just about 15 lap old tires as we're coming to 10 to go. There he goes. Great launch. And as we take that launch, we are going to go to a crank it up. It up. Well, who did it start with?
That started with, I think, the 22 of Cornwall. Let's go back and look here.
Oh yeah, that would. Yep, he's in the grass. Oh, looks like he got tight coming out of turn 4. Here's a 22.
Yeah. Oh, the car. in front
Everybody
of me
got
did
tight.
the exact same thing.
Oh, Murtis is around.
Cardi is around as well.
I'm gonna back that up because it looks like a separate incident. Oh,
Go
maybe
back
not.
and look at. Yeah, go look at the O2 here real quick and see what he was doing there. Car hitting the wall in front. That's Bachman. Or that's Cornwall going around.
Oh,
Manning
Oh.
and just netcode.
That was a big delay in netcode right there.
wow. Like I said, iRacing has been having some sort of issue. Monday night having an issue on the channel, and now Wednesday having an issue on the channel.
Surprisingly, that's the worst netcode we've seen this race. We've seen a lot of like gaps, but it almost looked like it was just a delayed response. Like he came up and then it was just like a second and then bam, the hit happened. But Beckman's going to come down pit road here, looks like, guys, in the 55.
Well,
With 6 laps to go.
He is not going to have much time to get back towards the front, but you see that whole right side, how it is chewed up. And Steve Accardi is running a modified.
Yeah.
Dude, you're not in the Northeast.
He's in the Midwest. With that wreck, man, you talk about those 2 or 3 cars that got up into the outside wall at the same time. That almost kind of looks like a situation with just dirty air kind of taking over at those cars and all just kind of going up to the wall at the same time.
Let's go. I want to get AJ, if you can. Let's go back to the 88 there on that caution. I want you to see his avoidance skills here.
Uno momento e por favor. All right, there's the caution. There's Landon. We're going to back it up just a little bit further. You want to go in car?
Let's go far chase.
Far chase?
Let's just see. Take a look here. He's gonna get a good bird's eye view here. And watch what happens here with the O2.
Yipe!
Just barely misses the O2.
Hey, look at that. Look at the back of Landon's car.
Nice move.
Love seeing All-Star 15 TV on the back of some of these cars. Rare.
Love seeing Drinkin Bro because AJ and I, we're drinking bros, literally. Drinking the same thing.
Y'all in the same house?
I swear to drunk, I'm not God.
Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret. Well... So,
I think AJ lost his alcohol and we broke him. Give him a minute.
Oh, he's broken now.
So, 4 laps to go here. Tensions are always at an all-time high. Mike, what do we think we're going to see here on this restart between Ethan Stanley and Chase Schaefer, 2 of the seemingly faster cars of the field here tonight?
I think we're going to see some flat-out aggression between both of these guys. You know, both of them are going to be very hungry for a win. But I would not also count out River Page in 4th or Dalton Fredericks in 3rd. I think those 2 will have something to say too at the finish of this race as well. Gary, what are you anticipating on this restart?
A lot of aggression. I think we've already seen it here these last 10 to 15 laps or so. But with there only being a couple laps to go when they take this green flag, it's going to be at an all-time high.
It's going to be a green-white checkered when we come back to green here. As they're
Natural green-white checkered, I might add.
Yeah, a natural, not an overtime. I believe we have 3 overtime attempts
We
normally.
do have 3 of those, yes.
So, if we count this, consider this our, a freebie, but it's a natural green-white checkered here. Going to be entertaining to see Ethan Stanley again making his first start this season. Chase Schaefer, your points leader.
Sorry, Nate.
Dalton Fredericks in 3rd, P5 in the championship right now. River Page in 4th. He's got himself a win, and he's 3rd in the championship. Chase Schaefer has the most wins this season with 2. River Page has 1. Landon Williams has 1. Who will add their name to the list of winners this season? Could be our 4th different winner.
In 5 races.
Or we could have a 3-time winner. Only we'll find out here, hopefully, in 2 short laps.
Well, about that. I gotta go find some WD-40 after this race. Oh, God. Oh, man. Peyton,
For your
I
butt or
haven't
for your chair. I just
for the chair. I haven't laughed
Okay,
that hard
alright.
since before the race.
Here we come, boys. We're coming.
All right, pace
Like-
car's in. Take it away, AJ.
Well, pace car is in. You got Ethan Stanley on the inside, Chase Schaefer on the outside. Who's gonna get the good launch? And there goes the 92 with a excellent launch. Dalton Fredericks not quite to the inside of Chase Schaefer.
No, not a good restart for Dalton Fredericks, but he's going to get onto the inside of Chase Schaefer. They're going into turn 1 and 2. See how they stack up coming out here on the back straightaway.
Oh, caution. Wreck behind them. No caution. Just kidding.
That's Jarrett Manning to the inside as Dalton Fredericks is going to throw it in there. Going to try to get the position coming to
They
the
just want to see that
white
white
flag.
One to go.
And this race is now official.
Dun, dun, dun.
And you
Ethan
know they're
Stanley
going to
has
race
a-
like it is. Holy cow.
Yes, sir. Ethan Stanley got a great run. Dalton Fredericks trying to force the inside here.
Not going to get clear.
Well,
They're still side by side.
he's really going to have to dive it in there deep.
He's
Dalton
diving real deep.
spins
He's
it.
going balls deep. He's going to be able to make the move. Here
Uh-oh.
comes the 99 with the crossover maneuver. Side by side for
Stanley's
second.
going
Who's
to
get-
win. And Schaefer is going to get
Oh.
P2.
What a finish! What a nice clean
Dalton
finish right
Fredericks
there.
getting P3 and Thurston coming home fourth.
Oh, what
my.
the heck was that?
What on earth?
I don't know how many
What?
times I have to say it as a broadcaster. I hate seeing this stuff after the checkered.
What was that, AJ?
Oh.
That
Well,
was
okay, so here's what happened, right? So coming off of turn 4, coming to take the checkered, the 96 is just running his normal line and goes down to the bottom of the apron, and he was clear of that 89, unless I'm looking at it wrong here, but I don't know if
the 89
was
just clips the grass himself.
Yeah, he just gets down to the grass himself. He's not being forced down there. I don't know if the 89 is just upset with how the 96 was racing him that last lap and a half, 2 laps.
I
but
hate that so much.
That
I
is
just
not a
don't.
good
I don't
look.
think that's really cool that you're
You know-
using your race car as a weapon like that. I know it's virtual, but that's not good showmanship right there.
Great
the race-
finish.
using the
Great
race car like
finish
that.
with our top 3 and everybody back. But the minute we hit turn 1 on the cool down lap, I, as a broadcaster, and I'm just talking as myself, hate seeing that at all.
Yeah,
You know-
I mean, as a broadcaster, as a director of competition for a team here on iRacing, and even as a racer, you don't want to see that at the end of the race. That's just ridiculous.
I'm okay with, a bump, a bump, a bump. Great job, great job, great job. Hey, a bump showing that I'm not happy with you. But that looks bad on a broadcast. That looks stupid. As you got somebody on the road course, and I think that's Ethan Stanley. It is. Can you race the road course on iRacing?
You can. It's an
You
official
can.
layout.
And he is celebrating by going on the road
Right.
course.
Showing that, hey, Xfinity cars can run the road course. Maybe we'll see this in season 6.
No.
Okay.
Don't give them
Yes.
ideas.
Yes.
Well,
No.
since our leader is still pulling a Seth Rollins and burning it down, let's talk to P3, Dalton Fredericks.
Tires haven't worn out.
Hey Dalton, it's Peyton, Gary, myself, and AJ in the booth. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you guys?
Congratulations on your P3 finish tonight. Talk to me about your race tonight.
Yeah, race went pretty smooth. We kind of had a different strategy right from the get-go than other people did. We stayed out the first time around, and so we were able to keep a set of tires for the end there, but just how the cautions turned out, we weren't able to use the last set to our advantage.
So that last restart, you had a great battle with Chase Schaefer there for P2. What were you thinking, or what did you think he had anything for Ethan Stanley?
If I could have cleared Schaefer, we probably would have had a good chance at him. I think we had the faster car, but we just couldn't get around Schaefer to be able to fight for that spot.
Now, as we look ahead to next week at Charlotte, what are you looking forward to as we go to Charlotte next week?
Yeah, I'm hoping to be able to put this Detoured by Design Ford Mustang into victory lane. That's ultimately the goal every week, and but mostly to have a good race. We had a pretty good race today, and hopefully we can have another smooth one tomorrow or next week, I should say.
And finally, before we let you get out of here, is there anybody you want to thank for your run tonight? Family, friends, sponsors?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Detoured by Design for sponsoring the car. They make really cool products. Um, like tumblers, shirts, all that stuff. Go check them out. They have a lot of cool stuff. Uh, also, I'd like to thank Drinkin Bros uh, for helping us with the car and helping us with the team and everything. I'd like to thank SWS Chassis for helping us with the car as well. Hutchport Racing, the whole team at Hutchport Racing are really good group of guys, especially Joe Hutchings, our owner. He's very good at what he does with everything. It doesn't matter if it's road or oval. He's good at what he does.
Well, I know Joe will really appreciate that shout out. We'll let you get out of here, Dalton. Congratulations again on a P3 finish tonight in Kansas, and we will see you next week at Charlotte.
Thank you, guys.
All right, there. That was Dalton. Let's talk to P2. Take it away, Peyton.
Well, Mr. Chase Schaefer, you finished second today here at Kansas in the Tornado 135. How'd you feel about your race?
I was hoping that strategy was gonna work out a little bit better. The cautions before, I was really hoping there was a little bit more green flag running before I pit for tires. But I mean, other than that, I don't think there was much else I could do. I mean, I was stuck on the side of oh, I forgot who it was on that restart, and so I wasn't really able to do much other than just hope for the best. And I still got the P2. I can't really be mad about that. It's two in a row now. But yeah, I couldn't really do much else than just kind of ride it out, hope for the best. I definitely got through it a lot better than Thurston did. We were on the same strategy. He got caught up in all that crap in the back. So, um, not really how I wanted to go. I was hoping for a win, but that's all right.
Yeah, no, P2 is still a solid effort and it extends your lead in the point standings going into the season, though, with every race mattering, every race and every point counts. Got to feel good to extend your points lead a bit.
Um, I'm I'm hoping it'll stay that way. I have drivers training next week, so I don't know if I'll be able to keep that. Oh, well, I have an 8-point lead, so I should be fine. But yeah, hoping to keep this lead going. That'd be pretty dope. But if not, I'm sure we'll come back.
Fair enough. Anybody you want to thank before we let you go here?
Follow at Monster Designs _ on Twitter. That's all I got.
All right, Chase Shaver finishing P2 today at the Tornado 135. Thanks, Chase.
Yep, thank you.
All right. That's Chase Schaefer finishing second. Let's talk to our race winner of the Tornado 135. It's going to be Ethan Stanley.
How's it going?
Dude, great win. Very strong car here tonight. How did it feel out there, and, what contributed to the win tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I think I just had really good race pace. Was able to conserve the tires enough at the end there to just keep the lead. Yeah, but car felt really great. Got in that accident a little bit earlier with Schaffer, and that made me use my fast repair. But other than that, I had a pretty clean race, pretty good. I was able to really get through traffic easy.
Yeah, when you're up front, you really don't have to worry about traffic. But after that first incident, did it knock you off any sort of strategy, or were you just, this is what we're doing to the finish?
I mean, really, the whole race messed up my strategy. My original strategy was just to run a one stop, but we kept getting cautions, so really it was just variable. You do what you have to do. I'm just lucky I was able to save those tires at the end, with all those cautions towards the end of the race. I was just able to keep the tread on it and hold off Schaffer and Fredericks at the end.
All right, brother. before we let you go, you got any sponsors on that number 91 Toyota Supra you want to shout out here tonight?
Oh yeah, shout out to One Up Games and Repairs based in Bay City, Michigan. They're my sponsor at the moment, and if you're ever in the area, go check them out for your video game and electronic repair needs.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. Well, congratulations once again. Hopefully we see you next week when we're racing right around Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Monster Designs Bash at Charlotte, pal.
Yeah, thank you. No guarantees I'll be there, but we'll see.
All right, dude. Congratulations again.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, that's your race winner of the Tornado 135 at Kansas Speedway. Gary, close it out, pal. What are your thoughts on the race? I thought the finish was fantastic, but let's hear it from you, pal.
Yeah, I thought the finish was pretty good here tonight. Wish it would have not been so chaotic there. In the end, I like chaos, but not that much. But hopefully it gets better for next week. But I think overall, I thought the race was pretty decent tonight.
All right, dude. Peyton?
Yeah, I kind of second there Gary's thoughts. Race seemed pretty solid for the most part. We had a couple long green flag runs, and it seems like with these mile and a halves, we start to get a bit of a more of a consistent, more cleaner race. But we got to clean up that second half there, where everyone seems to be getting a little too aggressive, a little too impatient. Patience is definitely not a virtue in the Thunderstorm League of Racing. So hopefully some of these guys can start learning that a bit, and hopefully we have a better race next week.
And Mike?
I'm just going to kind of agree with both what Gary and Peyton just said. I just think the aggression level can get really high at times, and I hope the guys can clean it up and we see a pretty good race next week at Charlotte. I think overall tonight was a very good race, but we did have our issues there, like Peyton said, the second half of the race, and especially after the checker flag. So I hope they can clean that stuff up and put on a good show next week.
Yeah, and I felt some of the accidents we had, I know we had 10 cautions, but I felt like for at least 3 of them, it was something stupid like netcode. Like, they weren't going to touch if it did not happen. But, 10 cautions is still 10 cautions. I felt the overall vibe was better. It wasn't quite at what we had at Kentucky, but I feel like it's going to get better, especially when we go to a track next week like Charlotte Motor Speedway, which I think everybody and their grandmother has run probably into the ground because it's a free track and it's one of the first tracks you race at on iRacing. So we're hoping. But yeah, I thought tonight was a little bit better. Still need to improve on the aggression scale. Stupid moves are still stupid moves. No matter if it's lap 1 or the last lap. Well, I wouldn't say the last lap. Last lap is for the stupid moves to try to get the position. But overall, thank you everybody for tuning in to All-Star 15 TV. If you're on Facebook, hit that like button to stay up to date. If you're on YouTube, subscribe. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Have a safe week. Have a safe holiday on Sunday if you observe it. For Peyton Sweet, Mike Campiggio, Gary Wells, I'm AJ Capola for All-Star 15 TV. See you on the next broadcast.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.